The election has shown that we are deeply polarized and divided. The election results have favored the People Power Party, Mr. Thaksin's reincarnated party. But at the same time, a lot of voters also voted for the rival of PPP, the Democrat Party, including those in Bangkok. So we have a division here that has been reflected for the last 2 years now between a majority and a minority that includes Bangkok. This is a prolonged and protracted division and polarization that has not been bridged. We will need to somehow reconcile in the coming months and years in order to move forward.
Do you get the impression there is reconciliation in the air in Thailand, given the deep divides that this vote has shown?
In order to have a grand reconciliation between the two sides, I think the establishment, the older order that has overthrown Thaksin, that establishment has to accept and accommodate the new voices, the voices of the grassroots, of the majority of the electorate. I think we've heard those voices throughout Mr. Thaksin's years, and now we've heard them again yesterday. And if these voices are not accommodated and somehow incorporated into national policy, income redistribution and so on, then this polarization will persist.
What do you see the likely role now of the military? They led a coup 15 months ago to oust Thaksin Shinawatra. His people, he's back in by proxy, many would say. Do you think the military this time around will let democracy run its course?
The military is in a predicament. It has overthrown Mr. Thaksin, but Mr. Thaksin has regrouped, and his reincarnated party, the PPP, has won the election convincingly, not a majority. So this means the military has to think about its role. It's a snub to the coup and the post-coup period. The coup has failed to uproot Mr. Thaksin, and now the military will be under pressure to try to protect itself, protect its interests. One hopes that it doesn't do anything hasty. We have also new international standards now, which is a good outcome for all countries. The new game in town is democratic rule. That's the only game in town now. And the military is constrained by that. They have stuck to the election timetable because there's no alternative. They have to return to democratic rule, but at the same time, they don't like the results. The results means that the majority of the electorate do not support the military and do not support the coup. And this has put the military in a tight spot. Its days are numbered, but at the same time, it's also the most organized institution in Thailand. It sees itself as the self-entitled guardian of Thailand's political future. That's why in the near term and medium term, we are unlikely to see the military out of Thai politics. It will be involved somehow, and I'm sure that they are thinking about how they want to translate their power back into politics.
And very briefly, Thaksin Shinawatra, he's still in exile. What will his influence be? What are the implications on Mr. Thaksin going forward? Thaksin
feels vindicated now. His PPP has won the election. It is a matter of speculation what happens next to him. If he comes back in the near term, anytime, it will be very dramatic because the majority support his party and him, but a minority, a significant minority, opposed to him. If he does return, it will mean brinkmanship in Thailand. He is a divisive figure, polarizing figure. Somehow we must have some kind of reconciliation before his return.